Oh, hey, I'm just getting ready for my 1-year anniversary party. It has been 1 year since my first video. Hey, let's take a look at it.
Hey guys, hey, I Draw here. Have you ever accidentally been in the spotlight before? Well, I have. It's quite an interesting story, so let me tell you it.
Look at that quality. Almost no effort. Now, let's take a look at one of my later videos. I was scared of Frosty the Snowman. Yes, the snowman that went, "Happy birthday!" Yeah, that snowman.
How are you scared of a snowman? Cut my man Frosty some slack, will ya?
Wow, that must have taken a lot of effort. Wait, you might have forgotten what happened in that first video. But it's been a year, and it's hard to go back to my old stuff. Well, even if you did remember, I'm going to retell the story anyway. So, one day during school, I was just in the hallway, and I found a poster for a Halloween dance on, well, Halloween. That year I was in 7th grade, which was my first year in junior high. So this was my first dance ever since my elementary school didn't have any. So obviously, I was really excited. And for that year for Halloween, I've already decided what my costume was gonna be. I was gonna be Spiderman. When the dance came around, I was expecting a fun time, and well, something happened, but I'll save that for later. The dance was chill. There was about 4 9th graders wearing Perry the Platypus onesies sipping on Coke on the corner of the gym. I just find that amusing. A guy also bought me a Coke at the concession stand. I have never seen him before that, and I have never seen him again. Thanks, mysterious Coke buyer. Later, I was just vibing to myself, just kinda dancing. I didn't know how to dance, and I didn't dance fully out of embarrassment. Some random 9th graders hyped me up, and with all the commotion happening, it made people crowd around me in a circle. I was having my fun, but it made me kind of uncomfortable. So, when I found a hole in the crowd, I slipped out, and for the rest of the dance, I was laying low, but still chilling. Days after the dance, kids started coming up to me and saying stuff like,
"Hey look, it's that Spider-Man kid."
Hi, Spider-Man kid.
"Hey Spider-Man kid, can I have an autograph?"
yes, that last one actually happened. I still gave the autograph, but it was still freaky getting all the stuff. Especially that throughout elementary school, I was not really the popular kid. I was the shy one who doodled and was a Nintendo nerd. And getting this at the very start of junior high, well, I definitely was not used to it. I'd say all that Spider-Man stuff started going away by the end of 8th grade. It went from 3 to 5 of those per week to twice a month. And throughout 9th grade, I've only gotten 1 of those. My theory is that the 9th graders from that year were mostly doing that stuff. So when they left, only some 8th graders who are now 9th grade knew about it. And even less actually cared enough to go and do those things to me. Now, when those 9th graders left, a minimal amount of 7th graders who are now 9th graders knew. And even littler cared enough to do those things. So that's why, when the more years go by, less people will remember and even less cared enough to do that stuff. Okay, now you're caught up. Now you know how I became the most popular kid in my school for a good year or 2. Well, now, I'm going to tell you a new story. Actually, it's a kind of sequel to the original story. So here we are, Spider-Man Kid 2, the sequel to the story that started it all. This story takes place in 9th grade. It's my final year in junior high, and I wanted to experience the dances to the fullest. But the Halloween dance once again went differently. But it was a different kind of different. But first, I'll need to introduce you to someone. Y'all remember this lemon? Well, there's more of them. If you don't remember this lemon, he's a sour guy who's sour to people. Ouch! But what and who is more sour than a lemon? Well, that of course would be a lime. Say hello to Lime. She's a sour bitch. And that only describes her in the nicest way possible. So we kind of have a reputation with each other, and we kind of hate each other. But anyway, now you know this lovely character. Back to the story. The dance was once again chill. None of that Spider-Man kid stuff since nobody really cared by then. That year for Halloween, I was Doodle Bob. Take a guess why. But anyway, I found someone wearing a Kirby costume. Like, god damn, I was mesmerized. It was so cool. Like, just look at that costume. We also took a picture together. Here it is. We just chatted for a couple minutes and went back to do our own things. Anyway, I always find that there's always this one wall that there's always some kids sitting and some chatting. I call it the I don't have a date wall. That's because presumably they don't have a date, and they loathe being there in the first place. Why, you may ask? That would probably be that they just don't like dancing by themselves, or they just don't get dances. So people like me who are into dances and that stuff, even without a date, is not at that wall. But yeah, every dance, every year, that school had that wall full of kids who most likely, again, didn't have a date. Later on, I was vibing, and then guess who was there? Lime. I decided to ignore her and not cause trouble. Hey, well, guess who wanted to start trouble? Once again, Lime. She just stealthily went behind me and pinched my neck. Hey, who was that? Wait, it could literally be anyone. Cool, I didn't know who did that. So what do? A, try to look for who did that. B, tell a teacher and let them investigate. C, go back to my own thing. D, go and blame another. It's C. I went back to do my own thing. And then she did the same thing again. Yo, I felt that. Oh yeah, could be anyone. Now I'm annoyed. She attempts to do it once more, then I finally catch her in the act. So, it was you. She ran away and I finally got her back. But I wasn't done. She already got me successfully twice, so I wanted to make it even. So I went to my good friend Magpie. Yo nerd, take this.
Okay.
My main problem was that my costume was big and obvious in the big crowd, making it easy for her to find me and pinch my neck. So if I take off my costume, I could get her back without her finding me as easily. So with my new advantage, I got her like 3 more times. Later, we found each other staring each other's eyes. Stares of anger, fury, and pure pain. I mouthed, "Fuck you." Then she yelled, "What?" This was my chance. I know I can mess with her now. So to keep it going, I mouthed, "What?" Then it went back and forth for a minute, and when she got tired of me, she screamed and ran away. Mission successful. So I take my costume back, and I just vibe for the rest of the dance carefree. Quite a sequel, eh? Looking at the stories I just told you, for some reason Halloween dances don't go well for me. Hey, makes for good stories though. But anyway, back to this party. Yeah, 1 year since this channel started. A pretty big milestone if I've seen one. You know what? Let me just... New year, new profile picture. It looks so awesome and modern. But anyway, today was my 3rd and probably last time telling the original Spider-Man kid story. First time I told it was in 2023.
I was Spider-Man. And
Then the next year, 2024.
The next day, I was thinking it was over. Then some guy came up to me and yelled out,
Yo, it's the Spider-Man kid.
then I would be like, huh?
And finally today in 2025. You can really see the improvement over the years. Seriously, I went from what was pretty much a slideshow to this in 2 years. Although this may sound a bit cheesy, thank you for all your support within this past year. Let's hope for many more. Hey guys, Hey I Draw here. A great day to see a new video from yours truly, am I right? Thank you to all the people who made fan art right here. And thank you to all the people who made fan art and it is not in the end card. And thank you to the 3 people who gave me some lines for a part of the video. The people who gave lines and whose fan art got in the video will be credited in the description. Hey, you should join the Discord server, Hey I Draw's Basement. You know it's free, right? But yeah, throughout this past year with all the Spider-Mans, superpowers, lemons and magpies, Nintendo nerding, scary times, and finally with a sequel. Maybe the real Hey I Draw was the friends we made along the way. Oh goddamn, okay, goodbye y'all.